So yes, second time. This is the second time that I tried to record this video. A lot has happened since the last episode. My best girlfriend of over 20 years passed away from COVID. And that was a huge blow. She was the person who inspired me to, instead of just writing a book about the subject of domestic violence and male violence against women, she's the one who said, why don't you do a podcast? And I was like, huh. And she like planted that seed. That got me thinking about doing this. And another friend said, why don't you do like a vlogcast and cover all the bases, right? So, between my friends, we kind of figured out how this should go, just to try to reach the most people possible, right? To try to help educate people on terminology, understanding different aspects of abuse, just all kinds of things, just to help try to bring awareness, to try to help keep people safe. So I went and I reread the last email she sent me, and she was talking about Bailey Sarian and her Murder and Makeup Hours, where she talks about true crime and does her makeup. And I love those videos. My girlfriend introduced me to her videos. And from there, I got into Robert Walsh and his paranormal makeup videos, which are also really good. And then there's John McLean, which he just does the seamlessness, beauty, like gorgeous makeup. So like those videos too. So shout out to all three of them. Oh man, this has been one hell of a year and one hell of a day. So hi Marcus. Then also we had hurricanes happen. That's fun times. So the power was out for a minute, and then the internet was really hit or miss, like wacky. So I couldn't even really do like research the way I normally would. Like it just wasn't doable. So internet's back. It hasn't been all wonky. Yay. So now I'm gonna start doing videos again. So here we are. So today I'm gonna be I love doing eyeshadow. So I have all the makeup done, like my face and all that stuff. So I'm gonna do the eyeshadow. And I have this Sephora Pro.
Sephora.
I like saying Sephora.
Most people pronounce it Sephora.
Sephora, whatever. Reminds me of a dragon, Sephora.
Sephora was a camel.
Pro Pigment Palette Warm. I figure I like it when people say what makeup and all that they're using. So I'm going to do that right now. I use this L'Oreal Paris Magic Skin Beautifier BB cream. And hi. I don't know if y'all can see that. Anywho, comes out really white on my finger, but then it color corrects to the skin, which is kind of nice. And I like it. It's pretty good. And then I used Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. This stuff, it feels like my skin on my eyelids is gonna crack and fall off. Don't like this. It also makes me look like I have wrinkles that I don't actually have on my eyes. It is what it is. I'm not using that again. I don't recommend that at all. Yeah, that's just not good. So with the eyeshadow in that email that my girlfriend sent me, actually right before she passed away, it wasn't very long before, she had a bunch of makeup and she was kind of like, we should do a challenge where we use every color in the palette and like we should do a video for each of the different things. So I think I might do that. Just because. And also, I almost forgot lip. So this this is Milani 200 Sassy Cherry. I do like this lip liner. It is nice. And Milani, that's not the right one. Milani Color Statement Lipstick in Best Red. Such a pretty color. I love red. I like reds, I like nudes, I like other colors, but that's a good red. What else did I use? And I used e.l.f. 16-hour cameo concealer. Who's gonna wear concealer for 16 hours? I'm just wondering. And this was in light peach. And then Revolution Makeup blush, Sugar and Spice. This stuff's pretty good, actually. It's a nice little palette. And sometimes if I'm in a rush, I'll use like these as like eyeshadow blush, like just use it real quick and go. And then for highlighter, this is Milani. I don't know if you can see that. Stellar Lights Rose Glow highlighter palette. It's pretty nice. This is another one that I can use as eyeshadow. Like I can use it all in one if I want to or need to. Not bad. So far as these brushes go, I honestly have no idea. I ordered them online somewhere. I don't even remember. Let's see. I'm trying to see what the name of them is. Quavange, I think. I'm not sure, but they don't have like numbers or anything on them. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about gut instinct and how much of the time in our society, women are told, if you have a bad feeling and you're listening to that bad feeling, you're just being like over dramatic or paranoid or hysterical, or you're just freaking out over nothing or whatever. A lot of the time, if our gut instinct is telling us that something's wrong, we don't necessarily listen to it and take it seriously. And I think that we should actually listen to our instinct. Our instinct has been developed over millennia. Our ancestors, over time, from the beginning, like when we were little creatures that crawled up out of the water, we've had this instinct, right? So we should listen to our instinct. I couldn't even begin to count or tell you how many times my gut instinct has been spot on. And thankfully, I listened to it. I listened, and because of that, I'm probably have avoided quite a bit of hardship. Okay, so I'm using this color, Sandstone, which I really like this color. It is really, really nice. Just doing that on the corner and in the crease. Just light, light, light. I'm wondering how this primer is gonna do. if it's actually going to pick up the eyeshadow or not. Because I feel like my eyelid is made of concrete. Speaking of concrete, this one night I was walking, like I'd left work. I'd work like a 12-hour shift. I was so tired. I leave work and I was walking to a little restaurant and I heard someone walking up behind me, matching me step for step. And I got this creepy feeling. Like the hair on the back of my neck stood up and I was like, what is happening? Yeah, is there something wrong, right? I just knew there was something wrong. And I used to carry a knife in my boot because I used to wear like calf high boots. And so I grabbed my knife, I took it out and opened it and turned around really quick and just looked at who was behind me because I just had this bad feeling. It was my instinct kicking in fully. And there was a guy behind me. And now this is Louisiana in the middle of summer. It was hot and humid, and he was wearing a sweatshirt, like a zip up hoodie, long sleeved sweatshirt. And I was like, that's weird. And he had his hands in his pockets, right? I'm like, eh. And he like stopped, looked at me and said something. It was something about crazy bitch, you fucking crazy bitches, or something like that, right? And he turned back around and he'd been following me. He turned back around and went back the way he came. And I was like, what just happened? So I had memorized what this guy looked like. Like I really I looked at his hair, I looked at his face, I looked at the clothing he was wearing. I made note of like anywhere there was a brand on his clothing, any of that. And then when I got to the restaurant, I sat down and kind of told one of the waiters what happened. I was like, I need a piece of paper and a pencil. I'm writing down all of this. And they totally got what I was saying. So I wrote everything down. And then a couple of days later, I go into that same restaurant, same shift. And the waiter comes up and gives me the newspaper with like open to a certain article. And there was a picture of that guy. He had attacked a woman that night when I confronted him. He went back to the business that I'd walked out of. He attacked a woman who worked like 2 doors down at another business. So yeah, gut instinct is very important. I think that all of us women need to kind of flip the script around and start saying, look at what's happening, to women all over the place, all over the world. It would be ridiculous for a woman not to listen to her gut instinct. I mean, how many men have to think about what they're wearing? What does their face look like? How is their hair? Where is their car parked in relation to where they are? How long is it going to take to get there? What time of day or night is it? Like, what kind of neighborhood are they in? Are they in a halfway decent neighborhood? But even then, crime travels, right? So you can be in a really nice neighborhood and still have crime happen. Doesn't matter where you are, right? So men don't have to think about these things. They don't have to worry all the time. So I think that for the most part, most men they don't understand our perspective of what it's like to move in this world with what equates to a target between your legs and on your chest. And I think that really men need to start listening to women. And all of us women, all of us across the board need to start saying, no, I am not hysterical. No, I'm not crazy. No, you're not just going to pass this off as just, you know, women being paranoid, because it isn't paranoia. Because I can go down, oh Lord, countless cases of, you know, a woman was just working at a bank or in a grocery store or, you know, was a waitress in a restaurant or whatever, was doing yard work in her yard. And some guy decided to do bad things to her. Look at BTK, Richard Ramirez. You didn't even have to leave your house. You know, there are so many cases of women just going about our day in a mall parking lot. It doesn't really matter where we are, right? We can be home in our bed with the doors and windows locked, asleep. And even then, somehow it'll be our fault if we're attacked by someone who breaks into our house, someone we don't even know. So I think that as women, it behooves us to start really being more vocal about the fact that if we have a bad feeling, we should listen to it and people should take us seriously. Because I'm sure that woman who was attacked by that guy that I confronted that night had probably worked a long shift. She was probably tired. She probably didn't want to have to be paranoid about what was happening around her. She probably just wanted to go home, go to sleep, you know, live her life without being attacked by some random dude. But, and I find it funny that as he walked away, he said something about me being crazy. I mean, really? Was I crazy? No, I was not crazy. I was paying attention to my instinct. I was listening to my gut instinct. And therefore, he wasn't able to get away with whatever it was he wanted to try to get away with. So if you have a bad feeling about someone, it could be someone you work with, it could be a neighbor, it could be some guy that you see at the grocery store quite often, it could be who knows, right? It doesn't really seem to matter where we are. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you letting someone know. And, you know, it can be a subtle way, right, that you're creeped out and you're not going to stand for any BS. There's nothing wrong with you saying no. Like if you have a coworker who does that whole creepy undressing you with his eyes kind of thing, I'm of the opinion we need to start calling that mess out. Just all of us, collectively, across the board. Just all the sexism and misogyny, and it doesn't seem to really matter where we are. It comes up, right? Like I was watching that video or that documentary, The Vow. Wow, the sexism was shocking. It was shocking. It was shocking that so many women went along with that and they were fine with it. They were just made excuses and accepted that kind of treatment. Like, really? You know, how is it that women are the root of all evil? It's just, I'm tired of hearing men, you know, make excuses for their bad behavior and somehow try to make women at fault. That's not even right. It shouldn't be the other way around either. I mean, at some point you have to own up to your own behavior. So listen to your gut instinct. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you listening to it. If you are uncomfortable because for whatever reason you couldn't get that window to lock or whatever, make it known, because who knows, somebody could somehow figure out that window is not locked and crawl in and do God knows what. You know, it's better to be safe than sorry, really. Alrighty. God, I love this color. It is so pretty. So with this look, I'm going more for kind of day-to-day, going to the grocery store-ish, kind of. Like, I usually don't wear this much makeup to the grocery store, but just saying. I really, really like this color. There's just something comfortable about it. So, what do you think? What have you experienced where your gut instinct kicked in and said, oh no, this is bad? I need to pay attention to this and like act accordingly. Because I know that we've all been there. Share your weird experiences, your gut speaking to you. You can reply in the comment section, and we have a Facebook page. I'd love to hear from y'all what you think. We'd also appreciate your likes and subscribe, share. What's some of the other ones that people usually say on these videos? Ring the bell. Yeah. And if you have like anything that you would like me to talk about on these videos, go ahead and comment. Give me a suggest. I usually check the Facebook page quite often too, so it's pretty easy to hit me up there on the Words Have Power Murder Hour Facebook group. You can join, whatnot. We post the videos there too, so it's not just YouTube. So yeah, share your stories. We also have email, which I don't remember right now. But we have the email up. You can check it out. And if you want to share your story and I'll read it out, you can do that anonymously. I won't share your name if you don't want me to. But yeah, I think it would be good for all of us to talk about these things and like share our experiences and understand that we're not crazy. You know what I mean? Like, really, you're not. I have had so many experiences in like grocery stores, wherever, where I just have this weird feeling. Like, I saw this one guy. Let's see, my oldest daughter was maybe 6 months old. I saw this guy, and I kept seeing him down every aisle I went down, and there was just something off. It's something weird about him. And I noticed that this older woman was kind of following along behind him. Like, she was picking up on this weirdness that was going on. I turned to grab something, turned back, and just that quick, he was over by my daughter unclipping. She was in one of those little egg infant carrier things. He was unclipping it like he was going to pull her out of her carrier thing. And I lost my mind. I don't think I've ever cussed that much in one setting. But I was just losing it. And the woman who had been following us, she asked me something like, do you know this guy? And I was like, no, I've never seen this guy before in my life. I have no idea who he is. But I do know that if he continues to try to touch my child, I'm going to hurt him. um, and that was so terrifying. I mean, because what if I had not turned back so quickly? You know, what if I had continued to look for whatever, I think it was juice, I don't even remember. But I do know that every woman down that aisle turned, looked at us, and started moving toward us. It was a thing of beauty. Um, and it was odd because out of nowhere, the security guy, there were two of them, one at each end of the aisle, like they were coming like this. So I think that he had been doing something that alerted security. And they were probably watching on camera because they showed up with a quickness. And thankfully, because the one woman threw her shoe at him, like it was, he was about to get his behind handed to him. Because there are women here in Louisiana who do not play, which is a thing of beauty. But yeah, that gut instinct, man. I'm so thankful that I knew that I needed to kind of watch it, and I did. So, like, I didn't have my back turned for, I mean, more, it was maybe 5 seconds. And I still to this day wonder what in the hell he was thinking, because I was standing right there next to her. So, if he had grabbed her and taken her out of her car seat, did he really think that he was going to get away? But yeah. So yeah, when people say that women are just, we just overreact, we're just paranoid, we're just crazy, this and that, whatever. Are we? Are we really? I don't think we are. I hate it when I get makeup in a weird spot. Um, is it really weird when so many of us have these same experiences? So many women, every woman I know has something that happened, and it was a deeply negative thing. And typically, you know, people just make light of it and blow it off. I'm thinking that as women, I don't know, we need to somehow take that power of our gut instinct and utilize it, and not allow anyone to tell us that we're crazy or that we're overreacting or that we're just being paranoid or any of that bullshit, because you're not crazy. If you're feeling that way, you're feeling that way for a reason. Okay? If somebody is giving you that weird vibe and you're not sure why, there's a reason. You may not know what it is yet, but that gut instinct is coming at you for a reason. So now I'm doing some mascara because I'm just going on a light look, because I have tried to make this video. Technical difficulties are a bitch. Not even sure if I covered everything that I was trying to cover in this video that I covered in the first one. I hope I did. Zigzag, zigzag pull, zigzag. Well, it's more of a roll, really, but Oh, the mascara. I'm of the opinion that there's very little that mascara can't fix. So yeah, like, subscribe, leave something in the comments. Let me know what you think of this video. Does it suck? Is it good? Give me some feedback. I basically have a good bit of makeup here and a ton of stuff to talk about, just like terminology, the definitions of things, things that I think are really important and we need to really start having a full-on dialogue about, because I think it's important that we just take over the dialogue of things, try to make things better. Pretty much I'm probably going to be doing a recording 4 videos a day, but then I have to go through and edit and all of that stuff. So I don't really have a set schedule of when I'm going to release videos. I'm just playing catch up because of the hurricanes and everything. And really it's just a schedule I put on myself, but still. With COVID and everything, I know that domestic violence, like as soon as the whole COVID thing came up, I was like, oh, well, we're gonna have more domestic violence because people are gonna be stuck home together. So I knew that was coming. So I'm gonna do these videos. Please keep in mind, if you are in a domestic violence situation, I'm gonna talk about makeup at points in these videos. You can click those makeup points if you need to, or just click off the video. I love you, babe. It's gonna be okay. As always, remember there's the National Domestic Violence Hotline that you can call. There's RAINN. There's your local domestic violence words. Your local domestic violence advocates. You can call your local police department or sheriff's department and they can put you in contact with them. I mean, even local hospitals should have information for your local victims advocacy groups and whatnot. And there's tons of resources out there now. So yeah, there is no short supply of help if you need it. It isn't always ideal, but it is out there. So, oh, and I forgot to say, this is the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Original. I cannot read. That is some small lettering. What the? I need a magnifying glass or 2. I think this is brown. I hope this is brown. And like I said, this is the second video I've done and it's just a lot. So I'm just gonna go easy on the eyeshadow today. But tomorrow, what I wanna do is kind of start easy and then as I do episodes, build up on an eyeshadow look. I kind of like doing that. It's kind of fun. So yeah, give us feedback. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave comments. I hope y'all are doing okay, and I hope y'all are safe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Do you like the look? What do you think? Not as good as Bailey's, but for technical difficulties, I'm not mad at it. Anyway, bye.